Hello, sixth graders. It's me, Mrs. James. Listen, we are going to go straight to page 94, and we are going to read a couple of chapters of Wishtree. I'm really excited. Someone said to me yesterday, Miss James, I really like this book. And I was like, yay. So actually, now that I'm reading this, because when I first heard of it, I was like, I don't know if a tree being the narrator is going to be a great idea. But it's so sweet and comforting. It's actually making me interested in reading that one book I was telling you guys about with the octopus who is the narrator. We shall see. Okay, let's turn to page 94 and then let's look at the next page. Because if I tell you to turn to page 95, you're gonna say, there is no page 95. Page 94 and then look over on 95, chapter 22. Let's go. We executed plan number 1 an hour and a half later when Stephen headed off to school. He'd gotten only as far as the sidewalk when Bongo dove straight toward his backpack. Poking at the zipper with her beak, she clawed frantically. When crows want to be loud, they can be extremely loud. What? Stephen cried. What is wrong with you, bird? He dropped his backpack to the ground. Bongo landed on the backpack, looking up at him hopefully. Chip, please, she said. Stephen rolled his eyes. Seriously? Hello, Bongo said. Chip, please. Stephen put his hands on his hips. Okay, fine. I've seen you in action, working the bus line. Bongo hopped to the ground as Stephen unzipped his backpack. You rock, she said politely. Stephen pulled out his lunch bag and opened it. Let's see, I've got a tuna fish sandwich, carrot sticks. But before he could say anything more, Bongo plunged into the backpack, grabbed a sheet of paper, and flew skyward. Hey! That's my English homework, Stephen cried. Come back here, you thief! Bongo flew high into my branches and landed with a victorious caw. Stephen stalked around the bottom of my trunk where the yellow police tape encircled me. Please, Crow, he pleaded. I'll give you my whole sandwich, please. Bongo perched on the paper, freeing her beak. No way, she replied. A few more minutes of grumbling and Stephen gave up. Great, he muttered as he grabbed his backpack. Miss Kellerman is never going to believe me when I tell her a crow ate my homework. Next page. This is page chapter 23. When Samar exited her house, it was time for the rest of our plan. She paused, as she always did, to say hello, and Bongo, as she always did, said hello back. But this time Bongo surprised Samar by landing on her shoulder and presenting her with a mangled piece of paper. Samar took it from Bongo. This has Stephen's name on it. Why on earth do you have it? No way, Bongo said by way of an answer. Why isn't Bongo just talking to Samar? Why isn't Bongo just saying, girl, I took his paper and I beat his tail. I snatched him up. I grabbed him by his throat. Why isn't she just like telling her exactly what happened? You're right, because crows don't talk to humans. Humans don't know that they can talk. We don't know. Well, I'll be sure he gets this, Samar said. Bongo gave a little caw and headed back to me. Perfect. A simple plan, beautifully executed. So their plan was that Bongo was going to attack Stephen, steal his homework, and not give it back, but then he was going to turn around and give it to Samar. She. Why? Samar would give the homework to Stephen. They'd strike up a conversation about the crazy crow and the big oak tree. They'd laugh, they'd share, they'd realize they have a lot in common. Voila, friendship. It was a great plan, except for the part that came just seconds later. The part where Samar noticed a friend of Stephen's walking by. She dashed over and asked him to give Stephen the piece of paper. And that was that. Meddling isn't as easy as I thought it would be. I confessed to Bongo. Hey, I did my part. You were wonderful, I said. Well, we'll just have to try again. We don't have a lot of time. Red, Bongo said with a sigh. Please don't remind me. That was page 100. Okay, let's do chapter 24. That afternoon, we tried plan number 2. This isn't going to work, Red, Bongo said, strutting back and forth on the lawn. Pessimist, I said. Optimist, she replied. Secretly, I had my doubts, though. One second, our second plan required help from one of the babies. There had been much bickering over which baby would get to assist us, but then there'd been plenty of bickering ever since Francesca's threat to cut me down. It frustrated me to see my residents, the one who'd miraculously been getting along so well, turn on one another when faced with a problem. Granted, it was a big problem, but if I could handle it, it seemed like the least they could do was behave during our last days together. So the tree is saying, listen, I know this is awful, but at least let's all behave. Bongo flipped a penny she kept in her collection of treasures, and we arrived at our helper, the smallest baby opossum, Flashlight. Let me get this straight, said Bongo. You're afraid of Shh! Harry Spiders hissed. We try not to say that word around him. So what do you actually call him? Agnes asked. He answers to Flash, Harry Spiders explained. Well, Flash, said Bongo, you understand the drill, right? You pretend to be dead. You guys are good at that, right? Flash nodded excitedly. Possums are the best dead pretenders in the world. So you play dead. Samar and Steven see you as they're coming home from school. We're hoping they come home about the same time today, I interrupted. And they freak out, Bongo continued. See the cute little maybe dead baby talk about what to do. Are you certain this is safe? Asked Harry Spiders. I'm feeling a little faint just thinking about it. We'll all be watching, and Steven and Samar are smart kids, I reassured her. They'll know not to touch a sick animal. So they go get their parents, call a wildlife rescue place or maybe a vet, and while they're busy, Bongo continued, little Flash runs back to his den. Samar and Steven come back out, have a good laugh about the vanishing possum. Maybe the parents even get to talking. I really think you would do a better job, Big U complained. She's a born actor, or you. This has been officially decided, Bongo said firmly. We flipped the penny, remember? Just saying, Big U muttered. Down the street, the school bell dismissal rang. Places, everyone! Excuse me, Bongo urged. This is totally going to work, I said. This is totally going to fail, Bongo had said the very same instant. All right, 6th graders, we are going to stop there. But most of the time when I start my little outro, you guys start talking and packing up and not listening. Listen to this. Turn your ears on. Shh, listen. We have this much left until we have a test over the whole book, okay? So tomorrow, I'm going to read a little bit more of this to you, and then, not the whole book, half of the book. We're going to have a half book test coming up soon. So please make sure that you are following along, paying attention, and if you missed anything, go back and read it on your own. It's a great story, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. Happy Picture Day, 6th graders!